week ago, I was very nervous about the state of the economy. Now, even though we've taken even more steps to shut the economy down, I'm less nervous. I'm less nervous because of the vigor of the health response and because economic policymakers are really pulling out the stops and using, all the tools they have in their arsenal, and they're still soon going to start inventing new tools. And, I'm happy to see that.
And so, obviously, direct cash to households, however quickly it might get there, is a cushion, and obviously can help people cover bills. What about, the rest of the scope of what we're facing right here in terms of business shutdown? How would you even set policy when there's such an indefinite nature to this virtual shutdown of parts of the economy?
Yeah, we're operating under a situation of extreme uncertainty right now. And that's why I thought some of the tools that we know how to do, that we've done before, we should deploy them right away. And that's cash for people. But that's only part of the response. Part of what we need to do is make sure that a lot of businesses don't go bankrupt, a lot of workers don't get laid off. And, that's much, much more complicated. There's a lot of creativity going into that. Ideas of loan facilities. Andrew Ross Sorkin had a nice column on that. Some economists are talking about grants. There's a lot of affected industries, a lot of small businesses. I'm not sure right now which of those ideas are best, but we need to figure that part out really quick.
And then on the kind of larger scale side, in terms of whole industries that have had this sudden stop affect them, now we've been reporting about Boeing and the rest of the aerospace industry looking for something. Does the principle of get cash where it belongs quickly and worry about the details later also apply here? Because there already has been a debate that has raged against what stipulations there might be placed on that, whether in fact to dilute shareholders or penalize companies for having bought back stock. I mean, how do we navigate all those issues?
Yeah, I think large companies are different. With individuals, we can't sit down and figure out an individualized plan with each one of 300 million Americans. With some of our largest industries, there's more of an ability to do that. So the immediate problem is liquidity. Make sure they have liquidity. And then there are mechanisms that have been used, GM, Chrysler, others in the past, that ensure some, socializing of the losses, not all the taxpayers, but also equity and potentially debt holders as well.
Yeah. And then just quickly, in terms of the cash to households, there have been some of these proposals about a provision to keep that going based on certain economic conditions or labor market conditions. Where do you come down on that?
Absolutely critical. One of the lessons of last time was that a bunch of the support ended sooner than it should. I would not leave it to Congress next year to figure out if it's still needed. They can get tired of things after the most acute phase passes. And so put in triggers now. If the employment rate is too low next year, the checks go out again. At the same time, aid to states, other aid to individuals, and continue to work on the business side.